Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of The Last Kingdom in Aurora 4X. And in the episode 0, we quickly went through what sort of situation we are starting in here. So as we know, we don't have the jump drives quite yet, but we'll try to get to that. First we'll get a bit better engines, because the nuclear thermal engines are not particularly good. I want to get a little bit higher at least before we start heading out. So what we'll probably do is once we get the water reactor, we'll then get the improved thermal engine, and after that we'll probably start getting the jump drive technology, so we'll get the efficiency and squadron size and radius, and that way we can at least get the jump drives going, and we'll then start designing or redesigning the survey ship at least. And that reminds me, we should probably set this one to increase by another 1,000 tons in capacity. And actually, while the corvettes are not good, I think it might be a good idea to add another slipway there. Now, I'm not entirely sure how well our economy will handle at the start here. Also, we'll probably start constructing... we'll put on the shipyard fleet. So we'll build another colony ship. They cost quite a bit, so it's going to take a long while, to be fair. But we'll put one of those under construction, and then we'll build another cargo ship as well, which is a lot quicker to build. Of course, it's a lot cheaper. I'm not going to build new survey vessels quite yet, or new corvettes quite yet either, because the corvettes are not going to be particularly good. Eventually, we are going to build more just to get some crew training going on. All the corvettes currently are undergoing training, but how about we're going to take one day step here. So the survey vessels start heading off and put the events on. Oh, it's still showing all the events there. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. And now I'm just going to put the auto turns. We'll see if we can find something. New mineral deposits. Actually, there was something found. Oh, the comet had some mercassium at 0.5 accessibility. Let's actually refresh that. Have a look at the minerals, or mineral text. So, Barracuda A3 Moon. Okay, so that's quite poor, to be fair. The comet had... Ooh. Both of the comets have mercassium there, and that one has a lot of duranium, so I might want to actually set up a... Well, colonist probably for both of them. The Miners Guild is going to get to work sooner rather than later. So let's actually do that right away. So we did explore the innermost planet. It had nothing in there. That's a bit unfortunate, I would say. So where's the comets? Create colonies in both of these. Those will be handed to the Miners Guild at some point, but we don't have quite the infrastructure or the technology to start mining them directly. We can mine this one directly with orbital mining already. We could probably get some auto mines in here to get the mercassium, although the mercassium isn't currently the issue. If we have a look at the resources that we have, mercassium is actually one of the more numerous in quantity. So that's actually not bad. Population's already growing. We did go almost a month already with that. And, okay, we got half a construction factory and a mine. Oh, half of both of those. But yeah, the productions are not great, to be fair. I just had to divide it to multiple sections so we can kind of get many things going at the same time. We did get some infrastructure, but that's not really all that impressive. Now, one of the ships is already surveying one of the jump points or survey locations, and the Romanov survey vessel is already going for jump or the survey location already. And the Faithful are currently surveying around one of the gas giants there. Now, of course, we have not actually found any thorium yet, although that... Oh, we have now. Okay, so a lot of the naval ships that we had, because they have very low deployment time, we have to pull these outside to let them get through their deployment real quick. Maintenance isn't bad, to be fair, but that's probably something that we do still need to fix, so quickly transfer these back. They did get a little bit of training. We'll let them do their overhauls, and then we'll send them or set them on the training once again. Quickly just get these out. And then give them quick orders to overhaul. Did they actually use any fuel? They use a little bit, but that's not really a problem. Not right now. We can let them refuel later. Do the overhauls. Once they've done with those, we'll set them back to the training. The population is now already 502 million. In 2 months, a 2 million increase isn't terrible. Right, so those will be undergoing the overhaul. So let's have a look at the resources now. Right, we haven't found any of the jump points. We know that there's at least, or we know that there's 3 jump points in the system, which is going to be rather handy. But, so there was thorium in one of the gas giants. Actually, 2 of the gas giants. A3 has much higher accessibility. Numbers are similar, 700,000 on each. On there it's 0.5 accessibility. Then there's a moon with some uridium there. Okay, not great, not terrible. You might want to actually, let's have a look at the A3 moon that has resources. It could be colonized. Max population, on the other hand, is rather poor. But that might be another quick mining colony that will just grab the resources from. Actually, the diameter is 180 kilometers. Too big for the first orbital miner. But other than that, yeah, I suppose I'll set up the colony there just so that the civilians don't grab that. Of course, they should not be active quite yet because we have no things to deliver on any of the planets. And of course, most of the planets in here have low gravity, so that is why the gravity that... Ooh, and this one... Okay, it does have population capacity, so if we want to, we could technically start getting that as a colony, just so that the civilian sector will activate and start delivering some infrastructure there. And some trading income, and we can maybe get some sort of stuff in there. It has a population capacity of over 500 million. So that wouldn't necessarily be a terrible thing. How many infrastructure do we have right now? 25, so we could technically give these... Hold on. I'm going to make that into a colony, just so that we can start colonizing stuff. So, A3 Moon 2. So, the cargo in here, what you're going to do is you're going to load infrastructure and then go to the Moon 2, unload everything, and then move there. It will take a little bit, but that should be alright. Oh, and we trained the regiment headquarters. Right, is that... Yeah, that is the new one. I'm going to put your field position to be on the rear echelon already. They mostly have the supply trucks. And the headquarters there. There's 2 headquarters just in case that one of them dies. So we might not lose the bonuses from the commanders. But that's about it. Actually, also, I should probably set up the automated assignments right now. And let's keep on going. Oh, orders completed. Oh, right, they're now under overhaul. Right, so did the cargo ship is currently loading up. It will take some time. Now it's heading over there. We have found some more resources, I believe. Okay, overhaul's completed. It's time to switch them back to the training. And it's going to be a bit of a micro-intensive for a little while, but bear with me. I mean, to be fair, we got so many different fleets going on that it's probably going to be somewhat micro-intensive the entire game. On the other hand, we do have quite a few players in this. But hey, at least I've learned a few things from the Age of Sail playthrough. I'm not going to be doing a specific episode for each nation or each faction. That's going to save me a lot of time in editing, let me tell you. Right, so let's have a look at the resources that we found so far. So, okay, that moon has a little bit of resources, but not really that much that we should be particularly worried. There's one moon that has a lot of vendorite. Very low accessibility. I wonder if it has a potential for more, though. Was it this one? No, that's the small one. It has some uranium, but that's also rather small. This terrestrial moon, it doesn't have a potential for extra, and the colony cost is rather high because of the low temperature. So I don't think that's going to be a particularly good place to settle. That is quite a bit of uridium. Pretty good accessibility as well. We might consider that at some point. Since it doesn't have thorium or duranium, I don't think the civilians are likely to start mining there. So we don't need to set up a colony there right now. Right, so we did unload the infrastructure already in here. We could have the 100,000 population. How much have we built more infrastructure? We have, so we could maybe do another trip with that. Just go back and load more infrastructure, and then head back there and unload all installations. And then you might want to refuel. Speaking of fuel, let's have a look. How much do we have right now? We got 11.6 million total. I did start with 10 million reserves, so that should help a little bit. I mean, our production is only a bit shy of 7 million liters per year, so that's not great. At the same time, the survey vessels should be able to basically survey the entire system with the 5 of them without having to refuel. I did set up the fuel capacity a bit too high, or very much too high. If we have a look at the designs actually real quick, I know that I did say that I was going to check those in the episode 1, but I didn't. But yeah, it has a range of about 109 billion kilometers. It can go on for close to 2 years. So yeah, it's a bit of an overkill. Once we update this with the jump drives, we'll probably take away some of the fuel. We'll also update the engines, and we'll increase the size to 5 kilotons, which should be alright. Hopefully we can also improve the armor at some point, but that may take some time, because we only got 8 research labs right now, 5 of which are focusing on the engine line. Of course, we did actually have pretty good researchers for that. Then the corvette has 4 particle beams, very thin armor, very low deployment time and all that sort of stuff, so it's not particularly great, but it will work to train at least a little bit of the crew members there, and it does provide 20 planetary protection value each. So with the 5 corvettes that we now have 100 planetary protection value in this system. For the time being, of course, eventually those will be spreading out to their respective systems, and they'll be updated on that. And the colony ship is 40 kilotons, fairly low speed, only 750 kilometers per second. And yeah, it has a range of 38 billion kilometers. So okay for our needs right now, but later on we might want to increase that a bit further. And then there's the cargo ship that has 46 billion kilometer range, which is a bit higher, but there's just more room for the fuel, because the cargo for the cryogenics takes actually more crew members, a lot more crew members, so the crew quarters take so much less room in the Mule than Llama. But anyway, let's keep on going, shall we? So far, no jump points. We are now surveying a lot of the... Oh! As soon as I said that, we found another one. Is there actually... In March, we did find more thorium, 0.7, so that was another one of the gas giants. And some corundium on one of the moons. Offset gas giants. Not too bad, I guess. Right, let's keep on going. So that was actually found by... Who did find that? Oh, it was the Faithful that found the first jump point. Interesting. Right, we trained another unit. Let's actually assign that under the regiment. That's going to be also in rear echelon. And it can be used for replacements. Basically, it will be providing supply vehicles for the regiment headquarters. Presumably. Okay, the cargo ship is heading back. Okay, cargo 1 is back. How many infrastructure do we have in Veralis? 17. Over here we got 40, so how about we send the colony fleet to take a little bit colonists there? Just to get started. It's not going to be a particularly good colony, but it will be able to provide a colonist later on at least, and some trade income and so forth. So it's not necessarily the worst thing. It might I don't want to spend too much infrastructure setting that up. I want the civilians to bring it up further. Right, anyway, load colonist, go over there, unload colonist, and then refuel. That should do it. Deployment time exceeded. There we go, unit trained. Right, so we can assign the footman battalion there. It's basically just regular infantry. Right, and the ships need to be set to do their overhauls once again. And sent back to their respective fleets. Actually, I'm just gonna save some time and put all of them under the Royal Navy right now. Just to save some time on doing this. They still have their respective identifications there to point which faction they belong to. But that's just to save a little bit of the micro there. Right, so let's keep on going. Getting the overhauls done. Oh, that's a double jump point. Okay, so technically that should be all jump points that we... Oh, actually, that was the Faithful again. My goodness. Well done. The shoreleys have been completed. They still need to do the... Okay, there we go. Overhauls completed. And we got another footman battalion here that we can set up over there. I'm actually wondering how good fortification bonuses do we have here? Not great, not terrible. Of course, since we don't have the contraction battalions, they can't get beyond a certain limit. Right, so that's formed. We can now transfer all of these back under the training fleet. And then I actually want to see how good situation do we have in terms of fuel. 88%, training is 14% with 1% grade. I think that's more or less the same for most of these anyway. Some of the officers might not be quite as good at crew training. Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, the training at least is 14% on all of these, so that's good. Okay, Colony 1 has arrived back. Now we basically just wait until the civilian sector starts setting up things here. I mean, we could technically bring in, say, up to 100 infrastructure in the moon here. Just to have a little bit population cap, and we can bring in a few more in here. Eventually we might bring in some financial centers over here, for example. That might be a good use for this planet, actually. That reminds me, we need a governor here, and I think population growth, wealth creation, and maybe terraforming? Well, it's mostly population growth. And, okay, you got production and mining as well. Not necessarily the best place for you to be here then, because there's not going to be much production or mining, either one, in here. But yeah, I'll probably start bringing in some financial centers down this way eventually. Currently we actually have 80,000 workers. But we do have some infrastructure, so we should probably start sending that back. So, cargo 1. Now full on fuel. So load infrastructure and take that over there. And repeat that one more time and then probably refuel there. Where's the colony 1? You just got back, didn't you? So load colonist, unload colonist, and then refuel. I don't think I want to bring in more than that right now. It will at least start setting up a little bit. Cargo is unloading first. Unit trained, we got the fire hurlers, so that's the light bombardment. So assign you there and assign you into support position. And eventually it does need to be assigned to support one of the frontline units, of course, to actually work. Well, we're not really in a hurry about that, or regards that. Some commander experiences have gone up. And that's about it. I don't think we've found any more resources because we haven't entered the asteroid belt yet. But most of the jump points have been surveyed. Oh, and Romanov are going to the asteroid belt now. Orders completed. Colony 1 is... Oh, actually, there is now a civilian... Oh yeah, they built a colony ship. Okay then, I wonder, how big is that? Not... I suppose I can check it from here. So if we have a look at the ship design itself, so it can carry 50,000 people per trip. That's not too bad. And that should start bringing us a little bit of income at least, while they ferry the people in there. But yeah, we'll probably start about around 100 infrastructure that we'll be bringing in here, and let the civilians do the rest. And then eventually we'll start ferrying in some financial centers and stuff like that. And then once this has a decent population, we can start ferrying people away from here. Now, of course, it is going to have a decent bit of habitation sector, or agriculture sector on the planet. It's of course going to be just the 5% plus the colony cost times 5%, so 15% in this case. Manufacturing is going to start going down the more we, or the bigger we have the population. Right now we got enough workers for 3 financial centers. We did not, or did we pick up the, oh yeah, the cargo ship is heading out again. Alright then, I'll let the colony ship now rest. We don't need to spend more fuel right this moment. Ah, research completed. We got the better reactors now. So if we go here, let's get the improved nuclear thermal engine. I mean, I could get the fuel users. That would be a good thing in the long run. So how about we do this? We create that. Then we give this to the queue. We'll take this one as a queue as well, and after that we'll design the new engines, and after that we'll set up the remaining jump drive things in there. And that should do it. Also getting the construction rate, which is still going to take a long while, because we only have 2 labs on that one, but all of these researchers have a decent bonuses. Not the best necessarily, but not the worst certainly. We do get some new officers by the looks of it. That should be alright. Yeah, we'll keep on going. Cargo ship is heading back. Shipyard modified. Okay, so the Seeker shipyard has increased to 5 kilotons. That's good. They might actually... How are we doing to some money? We have been losing a little bit, haven't we? Shipyard modifications is probably quite a significant portion of that. Also the shipbuilding, so we might want to hold off for a little bit here. Until we start actually getting some income from the civilian shipping and, you know, more workers. We have actually gotten a few construction factories at least, and mines, and, well, more infrastructure as well. Actually, that reminds me, how much do we have here? We've got 80 now. The cargo ship should be about to complete. It's heading back now, and how much do we have in our capital? We've got 30. So you can go back to Virales and pick up... remove the last. You're going to pick up 1 more set of infrastructure and deliver that to the new planet. Unload all installations, and then you'll go to refuel. And that's going to be all that we deliver there for the time being. Although we could technically start taking some of the financial centers there. And we constructed another mule. So that's the cargo ship. It's actually... I'll let it be at the shipyard fleet for the time being. Once the cargo fleet has done its job, we'll probably assign it there. I'm not going to start building another cargo ship quite yet. I want to see how the money is actually going a bit up and down there. Now it's going down. Okay, so it is actually going down. Cargo has completed orders. And there's actually 2 colony ships now, so they might be causing some overpopulation here sooner rather than later. Actually, the temperature isn't too bad, so a bit of terraforming in here could make this into a fairly good place. You could say that this is just banking some infrastructure in here that can then be used later on elsewhere. That's not necessarily the worst, and of course they will be providing their own infrastructure to a very minuscule degree. But yeah, so far there's enough workers for 4 financial centers, but yeah, that's not necessarily quite what we need. Although, No, you do not have wealth creation in there on your bonuses. You've got ground construction there and a lot of mining. Let's actually have a look at the mining. Sorium is going down because we are actually using it quite aggressively. And that's actually the only one that is honestly going down right now. Now, to be fair, we are building more mines, so that should help alleviate the issue, but we may run out of sorium for a little while. Hopefully the fuel will last. I mean, we've still got 14 million fuel resources, that's not too bad. But it would also appear that we are out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please will like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.